What's growing on, gardeners? July is coming to an end, and everything is about to change here on the southeastern coast of North Carolina. August is a bridge from summer to fall, and now that August is here, we must bridge our summer garden with our fall garden. And on today's video, I'm going to share with you 4 critical tasks every gardener must do in August.
If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell to receive new video notifications, and check out our Amazon store and Spreadshop links in the video description for everything I use in my garden and awesome custom designed apparel and other gear. Your support is greatly appreciated.
If you're new to my channel, I live on the southeastern coast of North Carolina, Zone 8B, so keep my location in mind when you're doing these tasks in your garden. Depending on where you live, you could be either a little ahead of me or a little bit behind me, but no matter where you live, all of these general tasks will hold true for you this time of year. Critical gardening task number 1 we must all do this time of year is to remove any cracked, split, or fallen fruits from our garden. And fruit drop, fruit cracking, and fruit splitting is a major problem in August because of the weather patterns that most of us deal with. Most of us in August go through periods of drought, and then we also have periods of thunderstorms or monsoon rainfall. So we have rapid fluctuations in moisture where we go from very dry conditions to suddenly very wet conditions in a narrow period of time. And these types of environmental conditions are brutal and causes the fruits that we grow to crack, split, and drop from our plants. My thunderstorm season has kicked into high gear where I live, and it's wreaking havoc on my tomatoes. The sudden onslaught of downpours is causing my once formerly beautiful cherry tomatoes to split, and it's really important that we remove all of these split and cracked tomatoes because they are causing environmental problems. The rapid changes in moisture is also causing fruit drop, so I need to pick up all of these fallen fruits because, again, they are causing major problems to my garden environmentally. All of these fallen fruits have to go. These cracked, split, and fallen fruits are starting to attract a whole host of insects into my garden. And while it's mostly things like gnats and mosquitoes and flies, I'm starting to see things like tomato hornworms in my garden, leaf-footed bugs, caterpillars, and a whole host of other things. And this creates a vicious cycle of insects in your garden because the cracking, rotting, fermented fruit attracts in insects, and then the insects breed and lay eggs in your garden and make even higher populations of insects. So you need to get rid of the fallen fruit to stop attracting the insects because the fermenting smell brings them in. And that's the only way that you can really limit the insect population in your garden. And please, if you have any fruits that are in the process of ripening that are prone to splitting and you have any significant rainfall coming on the horizon, I strongly recommend you harvest those fruits early. For example, tomatoes like this, once they're past the breaker stage and they've partially turned color, there's no point in letting them hang on the vine any longer. I'll link to a video above that shows you exactly when the right time is to harvest tomatoes because it may not be what you think. So in many cases, picking your fruits a little bit early can give you a bigger harvest so your fruits don't crack, split, and drop in the rainfall. And by doing things like removing these nasty, rotten fruits from your garden, you will have less insect pressure overall. The second critical garden task we all must do in August is to preemptively protect our harvest from things like insects, birds, squirrels, raccoons, and other pests. Just a week ago, this grapevine right here was loaded with clusters of green grapes that were just starting to ripen. But a group of mockingbirds came in and over the course of a morning and an afternoon ate every single grape on my vine, and now every single one of them are gone. Upon closer inspection, it looks like they left me about 3 grapes total. How nice of them. Then, after they were done with my grapevine, I caught them in my fig trees. And you can take my grapes, and that's one thing, but you touch my figs, and this means war. Look at this madness right here. Things are completely out of hand. How you protect your harvest is going to depend on the pest that you are dealing with. Now, because I'm mostly dealing with birds on my fig trees, I ordered a 25-foot by 50-foot piece of bird netting that I'm going to drape across this entire row of figs right here. It's going to arrive in only 2 days, and it's dirt cheap. If that works well, I'm going to get a second one for my other row of figs back there. But for the time being, while I await my bird netting to arrive, I had to use a piece of insect netting to cover this Smith fig tree right here because it's my highest value fig tree currently that has a bunch of fruits that are in the ripening process. And so far, draping it over like this has been 100% effective at protecting my harvest from those birds. But just to be certain, I also bagged some of the ripening fruits with some green organza bags, and that's what you see right here. I have some fruits that are in the process of ripening that I made sure to put some of these bags on in order to protect them. And the nice thing about these organza bags is they defend against both birds and insects. Now, it should be fairly obvious why these defend against insects, because it is such a small mesh right there that will protect the fruits against most little flying insects from getting in, and you'll have a really nice looking fig like you see here. But how can something like this defend against birds? Well, birds have absolutely incredible eyesight. Birds have much more vibrant colors than humans see. So we see colors like dogs see color compared to how birds see color. They can see very far into things like the ultraviolet spectrum. They have a much wider visible light spectrum than we do. Some people say that they can see in 4D. It is so vibrant. So birds can tell immediately when fruits start to change colors. And I like to use these organza bags because green fruit is generally unripened fruit. And green figs usually don't get as much bird damage, but these start to turn a little bit of a brownish purplish color, and that creates all of my problems. So putting them inside a green organza bag actually camouflages them for the birds, so they appear to be unripened fruit. And I'll make sure to place a link down in the video description to those green organza bags that I love so much. And if you're able to protect your figs, you can get something absolutely gorgeous like that. Now, this is probably a day or two underripe, but I don't want to risk it. Tastes just like strawberry jam. Ooh, that fig looks even more delicious than the first. You can see how it's pooling that fig honey in there. This is one of my favorite times of year. These purple figs are extremely problematic because they are such a vibrant purple that they stick out like a sore thumb. So I've done everything I can to bag them up with those organza bags, like I said, but I'm starting to get figs everywhere. They're all ripening at once, so it gets really hard to defend against them when you're bagging up every single individual fruit. So the best system, honestly, is to bag up as many individual fruits as you can with green organza bags and cycle them as they ripen in order to camouflage them, and then drape the whole area with a big piece of bird netting or insect netting. You know, we wait all year for our individual fruits to ripen, and it's just not fair that other animals eat them before they start to turn. So we have to do everything we can to protect our harvest. Look at that bird damage. It's just so annoying. Now, if you're dealing with more persistent, stronger mammals like raccoons, you get to a certain point and all you can do is fence things off with metal fencing to keep them away. But I have found that the organza bags, the insect netting, and the bird netting are very effective against insects and birds. So you can at least keep those things out of the equation, and it may be helpful at deterring things like squirrels, raccoons, and possums. It is definitely worth a try. So I'll make sure to place direct links to all of those different things down in the video description. And things like those organza bags, they don't just come small. You can get them 12 inches long. You can protect your tomatoes, your cucumbers. It'll keep things like leaf-footed bugs, stink bugs, pickle worms off your longer fruits as well. Critical gardening task number 3 that all gardeners should be doing right now is planting a succession crop of late summer vegetables. While summer is winding down, most of us are still about 80 to 100 days from our first frost. So there is still plenty of time to start a new round of most of our annual vegetables. For example, I have some more cucumbers and zucchini that I'm planting right after I'm done this video. Most of my cucumbers and zucchini that I planted back in April have largely quit on me, so I will have a nice new crop going in, and these are only about 3 weeks after I planted the seeds. That is how fast they germinate this time of year, and these will probably be producing in only about 30 to 45 days from now. But that's not all you can plant right now. Now is a great time to sow succession crops of things like string beans, peas, fall potatoes, and if your climate is still pretty warm at this point, you can also sow an early variety of corn for a fall harvest. So just because August is the bridge month that takes you from summer to fall doesn't mean that summer is coming to an end. It is still going to be warm for most of us for quite a while, so we can take advantage of planting a lot of those warm weather vegetables that have a fairly short days to maturity of about 65 days or less. And be sure you stay tuned to my channel, because shortly after this I will follow up with a video that will show you all of the different things you can start from seed in August. And critical garden task number 4 that all gardeners must do right now is to begin planning their fall garden. I know it's still pretty hot right now in most areas of the country. You may even be going through a heat wave as we speak, but I promise you, fall temperatures are right around the corner, and now is when championship fall gardens are made. That's because it takes about 6 to 8 weeks from the day you sow most seeds for them to be ready to transplant out into your garden. So we must, as gardeners, always have a mindset that is 6 to 8 weeks into the future. Now, what plants you can start from seed right now is going to depend on where you live. This is where the variance in different climates really start coming into play. Because if you live in, say, Michigan, you may be able to grow a cool season lettuce and plant those seeds right now indoors and get them ready. But here in the coastal Carolinas, it is still way too hot to do so. But generally speaking, the fall seedlings that you can begin planting indoors to get them started will be things like brassicas, like broccoli, kale, cabbage, and cauliflower. Various types of lettuce, whether it's a warm season or cool season lettuce, is going to depend on your location. Your root crops, like your carrots, beets, and turnips, and things like green onions and leeks that don't need the long days in order to grow bulbs, but you generally harvest for the greenery. And again, I'm not going to spend time on this video rattling off a laundry list of all the different things that you can grow from seed right now. I'm more or less trying to prepare you mentally for the fact that now is the time we start the seedlings that we transplant out into our fall garden. And again, stay tuned to my channel, because in about a week or two, I will have a comprehensive video that will show you everything that you can plant from seed in August. And that right there are 4 critical gardening tasks that every gardener should be doing in August. Now, I know many of us are tired and worn down from the heat, but believe me, before we know it, it will be colder than we want it to be, and we will be longing for the warmer weather and the longer days and later sunsets that we had this time of year. So please, don't wish your life away and savor the end of summer. A common mistake that I see so many gardeners make is they allow themselves to get burnt out and tired in the heat, and they let their garden fall by the wayside, and they don't plant a fall garden. And then when the days get shorter and the weather gets cooler and they're getting less sun, they start getting seasonal depression, and they wish they had a reason to be outside working in the garden. So please, plan ahead. This is great for your mental health, your physical health, and come the cooler weather, you will be glad that you did everything on this list. So everybody, I sure hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please ring that notification bell so you're notified when I release more videos like these. Like I said, if you're curious about any of the products I featured in this video, I'll place direct links to them all down in the video description. And if you're curious about anything I use in my garden in real life, I have them all linked down in my Amazon storefront. So expand the video description, click on the Amazon storefront link, and you'll see everything I use in real life. And while you're down there, please check out my spread shop for custom merch if you want to support the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see all of you again on the next video.
Dale's mom and I are going to run a little experiment to see how good of a boy Dale is. We got him this sirloin steak, which we have completely unseasoned, no salt and no pepper. And we are going to run a little test to see if we have ourselves a good boy or a bad boy. So while Dale's mom and dad's beautiful steaks are cooling down, we have this beautiful sirloin that I got on special for $3. Look how well that is cooked. We are really going to test his resolve.
All right, Dale, I'm placing this steak right here. This is for Daddy. Dale, no, 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 get on your bed. Dale, no, no. Okay, buddy, Mommy and I have to go somewhere.
Dale, you be good, Dale.
You be
no.
good. No.
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 Bye, buddy.
We'll be home soon. No.
See ya. Okay, Dale. Oh my God!
Oh, Dale!
away right now.
Good boy,
What
Dale.
a good boy. That is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.